Hello and welcome to 10 Minutes Dhal. I'm Kat and I'm here to do a 10-minute video on making a traditional Indian dhal. That's what I'm going to be doing today. Alright, first things first, this is going to be a yellow split pea dhal, so it's going to be vegetarian. This is 235 grams of split peas that I've soaked overnight. I'm going to be cooking the dhal in a slow cooker, which is here, which is just a bog standard slow cooker, and that is basically what we're doing today. But before then, the split peas need to be boiled, just to remove any kind of like toxins. Also, my kitchen cleaning day is Monday, so that's why you can see there's bits of mess here, like it's just been getting messy throughout the week, but I always give it a good scrub on a Monday. These books don't usually live there, they're just there to like help me prop my phone up to be measuring stuff out for the slow cooker. So I've just rinsed the split peas and put them in the saucepan with a lid, and I've put it on the highest temperature. So we're just going to leave the split peas to boil. See that there? This kind of like builds up throughout the cooking, so if I was to carry on leaving this, it would keep building up, but you can see that I've just used like this slide spoon to just scoop it out. So they're bubbling away now. You can see all the froth over there that I've pulled out. It was a good job that I decided to just film this bit in like little bursts, because it did boil over and go absolutely everywhere, even all down the front of the cooker, as you can see there. So yeah, it was another good reason, I suppose, not to clean before I actually did this. So I'm using these measuring spoons because it is a bit of an exact science. So the first thing we need is 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds. So I've got some cumin seeds here, and I think I'm running out, so I probably need some more soon. I'll do for now though. That's 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds. Then we need 3 cloves. So that's these. I love the smell of cloves, but obviously you don't want to eat them. So that's 1, 2, 3. Once it is cooked, you probably want to find and take out the cloves, because they do become really soft in the slow cooker, and if they don't disintegrate, you'll have one of those kind of issues where you go to eat some of the dhal and then you've like eaten a clove, and you know all about that because they're really strong. 1 cinnamon stick, so that is a full-on cinnamon stick. This is a new pack. Cinnamon stick goes into the slow cooker. Then we need 1 tablespoon of chilli. Now, I do not like spicy food all that much. I like, I don't mind it, but I'm not very good at stuff that is like super spicy. But so what I find is that I use mild chili powder, and it is actually mild. So I find that is probably about as much as I can take, to be honest. I did try just normal red chili powder, because quite often if you buy spices in these sort of packets from the supermarket, in the world food section, it's a lot cheaper than buying these sort of tubs. So I just bought like red chili powder, but it was so spicy I couldn't eat it, so I've stuck with the mild for now. Tablespoon does seem like a lot, but I seem to be able to cope with it just fine. So run out of one pot and needing to put another in, but it's kind of all clumpy, so I'm having to like dig it out with the spoon, and I don't know why it's clumpy. But there we go. I suppose this is why people put it in like pots and stuff before they start their cooking videos, but hey, that's not what we're about here. We're about just life happening. So there we go. Tablespoon of chili, and that is mild. Then we want 1 teaspoon of salt, just normal table salt will do. If ever I'm going to forget anything while cooking, it's going to be salt. I do it all the time, and then I'm just like, this needs something, and it's obviously the salt. Just going to give that a little stir over there. that's got another 4 minutes to go. Then we need 1 tablespoon of coriander. So I'm just using this ground coriander. I actually don't like coriander. To me it kind of tastes like soap, but in this I can't taste it, which is good because otherwise I wouldn't eat it. So there's a tablespoon, just scooped it out, and it goes. I can't garnish stuff with coriander, it's disgusting, but like I say, in this I can't seem to taste it. We need 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric. So there's my 1/2 teaspoon. This is turmeric. Gotta be careful with turmeric because it does stain stuff quite admirably. So there is the turmeric going in. Put that over there. And 1 teaspoon, this one, of Garam Masala. Garam Masala is like a mix of various spices. It does smell kind of sweet, but it's a mix of various things like cloves and cinnamon and stuff like that. Surprising how much that is used in Indian cooking. Like, you wouldn't have thought it, like if you've not done any sort of like Indian cooking and you're like, what is all this cinnamon and sweet stuff going in? But it works, it really works. So there is a teaspoon of Garam Masala. It says 9 curry leaves, but I'm kind of running out. Oops. Kind of running out of curry leaves, so I've only got like a few left, so I'm just going to dump them all in because really, what's the point in not doing that? And then I also need some garlic and ginger paste, which is in the freezer and I forgot to pull out. So here's the garlic and ginger paste. It's in the freezer because you can buy it in blocks of, this is just a mix of garlic and ginger that's been frozen, and I find this just, I don't know, the recipe calls for like it fresh, but I don't make dhal all the time, so it makes sense for me to put it in the freezer more so than buying the paste. So I just plop it in there. I don't even defrost it, I usually just put it in frozen because it'll get defrosted during the cooking process. If you don't have that or can't find it, then you can also use a teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of ginger powder, or you could use the fresh paste. Like, it all is much of a muchness, I find personally. You know, my palate's not refined enough to go, oh, you used the frozen stuff. It's just like, no, just, it's food, right? Anyway, so that's everything that is on the list, apart from 2 things that I haven't yet prepared. So one is going to be a chopped onion, so we need to chop an entire onion to put in there. Usually I just use a brown onion, but this week on my shopping they didn't have like a single brown or a single red onion, so I just bought like a packet of 3, so I've got some of them to use up, so I'm just going to chuck a red onion in. I would prefer brown, I think, because red's a bit sweeter, but actually I don't think it's going to make a massive difference. And the other things that need to go in is a tin of chopped tomatoes. Now the recipe does actually say to use fresh tomatoes, but I don't like chopping tomatoes. I don't actually like tomatoes at all, and for me I just find that using a tin gives it a little bit more juice, so it makes it, you know, which you kind of need in a slow cooker. Because it's a slow cooker, you need slightly more liquid than you would if you were just like cooking it, but also I find that they kind of disappear into the dal a little bit more, which is personally good for me because I don't really like chunks of tomato in my food. But here we go, in there's a whole tin of tomatoes, so that's all gone in there. And as I was saying earlier about the liquid, making sure there's enough liquid in there, we also need a cup of water. So if you're doing this in a slow cooker, 1 cup of water. There we go, 1 cup full of water. In it goes. So here's the onion I've just chopped, and that's just going in. It's quite roughly chopped, I don't think it needs to be anything special. So the split peas have been boiling now for 10 minutes. Well, actually more than that, because I've been faffing about chopping onions and stuff. And they're all just boiled and I've drained the water out, so they just look pretty normal after 10 minutes of boiling. And then you're just literally going to dump them in. Yeah, here's the slow cooker. It doesn't look particularly attractive at this point, right? But what you'll find is that throughout the day as it cooks, it'll just become one colour. And then the lid goes on and we put it on high. That is tea done. So here we go, here's the completed dal. You need to take out the any cloves that are in there you need to take out, and the cinnamon stick, but other than that, good to go.